Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I wish you happy Ramzan. As you all know that we are covering our book with the help of these video lectures. Today we are going to cover our lecture number 14. We are discussing unit number 2, Hope and Inspiration, and the current reading is reading section 2.2, Glory and Hope. It's a speech by Nelson Mandela. In today's lecture, we will be reading page number 57 and 58. As you all know that we have started the lecture previously, we discussed that Nelson Mandela was a revolutionary leader who was fighting for the racial discrimination that was going on in South Africa. So this speech he delivered in 1994 when he was elected as the first elected president in a multi-racial election. So let's move towards the reading. But before that, I would just like you people to recall what Nelson Mandela was talking about. At the beginning, he first addressed the people who were present there, not only there, but he was also addressing all over the world the people who were listening to him. Secondly, he talked about that how the future of South Africa is going to be a different one from the previous one, where there was a racial discrimination, institutionalized racial discrimination that we called as apartheid. So he was fighting against this apartheid, and he was fighting for the freedom of these black people. And I told you that he was imprisoned for 27 years. So he was just talking about the previous events, and also he talked about that the future of South Africa will change, because every time the South African people, when they are going to touch the soil, they feel the glory of the land, and they feel the, you can say, nationalist feelings that are coming from their inner side. So let's read further. We thank all our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. So Nelson Mandela was addressing his own people. Now he is also addressing the all over world who are there just to support them, to encourage them. And he is saying that you are here to encourage us, you are here to you are here to support us. And why you are here, why you are supporting us, it is our victory that you people are standing with us, and together we are fighting for justice, we are fighting for peace, and we are fighting for human dignity. Means that we are fighting for the normal treatment of a human being as a human. Despite the color, race, ethnic group, when we treat a person as a human, so he's saying that you all are here with me in this fight. So I am very thankful to all of you. We trust that you will continue to stand by us as we tackle the challenges of building peace, prosperity, non-sexism, non-racialism, and democracy. So Nelson Mandela is now saying that I hope that when you people are here, when you are supporting me, when you are standing with me, together we will tackle, means when we will face any challenge that is related to building peace. Like we will together fight for peace, we will together fight for prosperity, we will together fight for non-sexism, means that the discrimination that we are going to do on the basis of sex, male, female. And then racialism means white and black, and again on the basis of we will fight for democracy. It means that the rule of people, we will fight for the rule of people, we will maintain the peace all over the world. We deeply appreciate the role that masses of our people and their democratic, religious, women, youth, business, traditional, and other leaders have played to bring about this conclusion. So he is simply thanking all the people, whether they belong to any political group, any religious group, any sex group means when men or women, and then youth means the adult and youth group, the youngsters, and then people who have supported them financially, then religiously, traditionally, culturally, and other leaders who have tried to contribute to bring peace in the area. Not least among them is my second deputy president, the Honorable F.W. de Klerk. Now he is saying that I am not going to say that any specific name, but I would like to name the Honorable Deputy President F.W. de Klerk, who has also supported me. We would also like to pay tribute to our security forces in their ranks for the distinguished role they have played in securing our first democratic elections and the transition of democracy from bloodthirsty forces which still refuse to see the light. So he is not only thanking the leaders, but he is also thanking the security guards, the police, the persons, the army people who have supported them in conducting peaceful elections. The time for the healing of wounds has come. Now he is saying that you were injured, wounds, injured places. So he is saying that now it's time to cure them. The time has arrived that we are going to cure our injuries. The moment to bridge the chasms that divided us has come. The time to build is upon us. Now he is saying we are now going to build, we are now going to heal our wounds, we are now going to build our bridges that created the difference between white and black. So now we are going to be united, we are going to live together, we are going to move together, and we are going to help each other together. We have at least achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discriminations. Now he is saying that the way people have suffered previously from poverty, deprivations, suffering, gender, and other discriminations, we are now trying to remove all that thing, and we are going to empower all the people. We succeeded to take our last steps to freedom in conditions of relative peace. We commit ourselves to the construction of a complete, just, and lasting peace. So he is saying that we will now move towards achieving a fully free state where everybody is going to observe peace, where everybody is going to have justice, where everybody is going to see how they are going to face peace, lasting peace, when that they are going to have peace forever. We have triumphed in the effort to implant hope in the breast of the millions of people. We enter into a convent that we shall build this society in which all South Africans, both black and white, will be able to walk tall without any fear in their hearts, assured of their inalienable rights to human dignity, a rainbow nation at peace with itself and the world. So he is trying to say that we have victoried, we have achieved a very unique, you can say, victory. How? Because they have elected him, a black person, as the first president. So he is saying that we have already achieved our victory. You have selected me, you have elected me as your president, so we have already achieved that peace. Now what we are going to do, we are going to make sure that everybody in this country, they are living in peace, they are having their dignity despite of their race, color, gender, and any other group to which they belong. So we are going to make a very peaceful, unique country in a world itself. As a token of its commitment to the renewal of our country, the new interim government of national unity will, as a matter of urgency, address the issue of amnesty for various categories of people who are currently serving terms of imprisonment. So basically he's talking about that for the short time period, for the, you can say, interim government of national unity means that the government that is for the time being working, it will work for the you can say for various problems that we are still facing regarding the imprisonment of different people. So it is going to address those issues, and it is now trying to solve those issues. We dedicate this day to all the heroes and heroines in this country and the rest of the world who have sacrificed in many ways and surrendered their lives so that we could be free. So he's saying this day, because I am the now elected president, so I am dedicating this victory to all those people who were fighting for this day. Their dreams have become reality. Freedom is their reward. We are both humbled and elevated by the honor and privilege that you, the people of South Africa, have bestowed on us as the first president of a united, democratic, non-racial and non-sexist South Africa to lead our country out of the valley of darkness. So he is saying that by electing me as your first president, you have honored me, because you have proved that you are not now going to support any racial group, any ethnic group, or any other way of discrimination. You are not going to support it. Now you have turned the valley into a very bright valley. How? Because you are now supporting democracy. We understand it still that there is no easy route to freedom, because they have to fight a lot still. We know it will that none of us acting alone can achieve success. It means together we can achieve lots of success, but alone acting as individual we can't do it. We must therefore act together as a united people for national reconciliation, for national building, and for the birth of a new world. So simply he is saying we are now supposed to act together for achieving any kind of success. Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be work, bread, water and salt for all. It's clear that there should be justice for everyone, equality for everyone. Let each know that for each the body, the mind and the soul have been free to fulfill themselves. Now it means that we must now let the people know that they are free, they are independent. Never, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will be again experience the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity of being the sunken of the world. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Now he is simply trying to say, the way we have achieved this freedom today, we shall celebrate it and we shall try to maintain it for future. We should continue this struggle and we should try to maintain this peace forever, so that nobody will ever face any kind of discrimination, nobody will face any kind of oppression. And let's pray together that for the glory that Africa has achieved, it will remain forever. That's all about this speech that Nelson Mandela has delivered in 1994. Let's read this part from your book. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918 in Transkei, South Africa, becoming actively involved in the anti-apartheid movement in his 20s. Mandela joined the African National Congress in 1942. For 20 years, he directed a campaign of peaceful non-violent defense against the South African government and its racist policies. In 1993, Mandela and South African President F.W. de Klerk were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for their effort to dismantle the country's apartheid system. In 1994, Mandela was is South Africa's first black president. In 2009, Mandela's birthday, July 18, was declared Mandela's Day to promote global peace and celebrate the South African leader's legacy. Now, 94, Nelson Mandela continues to be a source of inspiration for civil rights activists worldwide. So simply, he struggled a lot for the black people, for you can say for their rights, for a peaceful South African country. So he was a inspiration for those people who were fighting for the civil rights. That's all for today. Thank you.